jealous that we're taking over.
You're not taking over.
Mate. What are you not doing here? Why are you closing the Why are you doing
You've got to be Muslim to come to Luton.
You fucking hate you motherfuckers. That's why. Wow!
Muslims will take over. What?
I would just like to give you a quick update regarding the ongoing saga concerning Luton Police and the Britain First leadership team. Now, as you may well know, on the 15th of February, myself and party leader Paul Golding were arrested by Luton Police for the alleged offence of wearing a political uniform. At the time we were not charged, but we were released on police bail, and the bail conditions were ridiculous. They were so restrictive, it's unreal. So the following week we went into the Magistrates Court to try and contest the bail conditions that had been set. And at the time, the CPS, on behalf of Bedfordshire Police, Luton Police, made a representation to the court, to the judiciary, saying that on the day that we were bailed, somebody made a mistake, and instead of pressing the button to say we were bailed until the end of March, they hit May instead. So in fact, our bail conditions were due to expire at the end of March, and I expect that was taken into consideration on the day because the magistrates allowed them to keep the conditions in place. Now, you also may have seen the video in which I ripped up the bail conditions. I believe it was on the 1st of April. Given that the CPS, on behalf of Bedfordshire Police, made this representation in court, and assuming they wouldn't be so dishonest as to lie in court just to get their own way, I assumed, I'm sure you'll agree, that I could rely on that representation, and I therefore ripped up the bail sheet and considered myself released from police bail. However, recent events have unfolded, and one of which was that my solicitor received a call saying Jayda Fransen has skipped bail, which I was due to answer last week, apparently, and as such there is now a warrant out for her arrest. Now, Bedfordshire Police have spoken to my solicitor and issued some papers. A postal requisition was sent, and basically the reason they wanted me to go and answer bail, even though I didn't consider myself bound by any police bail because of their representation, is because they wanted to charge me. So here I have a charge sheet, and you'll see there are 3 charges on there. The first of which is skipping bail, failing to surrender, which can't be correct given that they said the bail conditions were up and they said that in court. The second charge is wearing a political uniform. And the third is actually quite unbelievable. I am charged with religiously aggravated harassment. Now, if I can just explain to you what this relates to or who this relates to, I think you'll be as shocked as I was. You may have seen a video that we put out online of a day that we held in Bury Park. We had crosses, myself and Paul were there, and a team of security and activists. And we were silent walking through Bury Park whilst our activists gave out newspapers. The video had 30 million hits. I don't know if you're one of the 30 million people that watched it, but on that day we were attacked, abused. I was verbally abused, and some of my activists were literally physically attacked by Muslims in the area. Now, you may have noticed in that video there was a young lady, a convert to Islam, in full gear, burqa or niqab, whatever they want to call it these days, and she took it upon herself to call me a slapper because I wasn't wearing a burqa. And apparently I was in Bury Park, which is now, according to the Muslims in the area, it's now an Islamic town. It's no longer British. They've taken it from us, and we should be jealous of that fact. So this delightful young lady took it upon herself to call me a slapper. Her husband actually manhandled me and was told to remove himself from me. And then subsequently she came right into my face, raised her fist, and was very threatening. Of course, I didn't react. I was there peacefully. I was holding my cross. We just wanted a peaceful day of action in the town where we just gave out leaflets, much like other political parties do.
Dressed like that.
What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? Oh really? Slapper, you're being hidden because your men can't control their areas. So won't you covering us so that you don't get raped? That's why this is a Christian country. This is a Christian country. This is a Christian country.
So from that, video, which 30 million people have watched and were outraged by, and it made headlines around the whole world. From that, Luton police have decided that I, in fact, harassed this Muslim who verbally attacked me and came at me violently and aggressively. They've decided that I harassed her, and as such I am now being charged with religiously aggravated harassment. I am being hauled into court on Friday, this coming Friday, and I'll have to enter a plea to these ridiculous charges. So this is the latest development. I mean, it's an absolute outrage, and it's harassment by the police. That's all it is. They're going after myself, they're going after Paul Golding, they're going after Britain First, because they know that we are serious and that we are growing, because people agree. People are sick of seeing the state of our beautiful country. It's being given away, it's being gift wrapped and handed over to these Islamic extremists who are trying to run British people out of our own towns. Well, Britain First will never allow that to happen, and Luton police are very much aware of that. So they are doing everything in their power to stop us and to silence us. I can, of course, assure you that they will not be successful, and I do not care how hard they come after me, what they throw at me. I don't care whether I have to go through hell for the next few months, which I'm sure I will. I'm quite certain they're going to slap on some ridiculous bail conditions onto me when I've left the court on Friday, and I'm quite sure that they will be harassing me as they have been doing for the past year or so. But that's fine. That won't stop me, and I'm sure it won't stop Paul Golding either, or any of you staunch patriots who support our movement. So far we have this information. We've got the bundle from the solicitor. We'll be in court on Friday. That's as much as we know for now. We are awaiting further information. Now, I would say, and it's always a contentious issue, but of course these legal issues, they do need funding, because I am going to need representation, and they said they are going after me with everything they've got. They told my solicitor that they are going to try and get me convicted on as many points as they can. They've gone for 3 charges here. They're just going to try and make my life hell. So of course we need to pay for legal representation. If you are able to chip into our legal fighting fund in any way, I would very much appreciate it. You know, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for everything you've all done so far. I know that money was raised for Paul's legal fighting fund, and of course every penny helps. So, you know, whether you donated £1 or £100, whatever you gave, it really does help. Thank you very much. If you're able to chip into my legal fighting fund, that would be great. And of course, I will keep you all updated as to how I get on Friday.